The Society reaches the public in 4 core areas: programs, publications, civics education, and acquisitions. Its programming features monthly lectures given by renowned legal scholars for the engagement of the legal community, students, and the interested public. Panel discussions are another lively way the Society disseminates history. For example, to celebrate Sandra Day O'Connor's service on the court, we gathered Justices Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Sonia Sotomayor, and Elena Kagan to pay tribute to her as role model and pathbreaker. Another popular feature of our programming are reenactments of landmark cases. They are performed by 2 oral advocates in the courtroom, with 1 sitting justice presiding and issuing a ruling for the bench. The Society is continually seeking innovative ways to engage new audiences about Supreme Court history. We recently produced a hit one-man play showcasing the wit and wisdom of Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes, which has since been turned into a feature film.
The Society subsidizes a thriving print publishing program. The Supreme Court is a subject that can often seem intimidating or esoteric to many people. So we've developed books that are accessible and engaging to wide audiences. We've produced reference books, general histories, memoirs, highly illustrated books, and we even have our popular cookbook, Table for 9, which examines how the justices break bread together to enhance cordiality.
To support teachers, students, and lifelong learners nationwide, the Society has created an educational website devoted exclusively to the history of the federal judiciary. This unique resource breaks down barriers to understanding complex legal terms and concepts from Supreme Court cases. It introduces and reinforces how court opinions create precedents and impact the lives of individuals and communities throughout the United States. Recognizing that there is limited classroom time for civics education focused on the judiciary, the Society has launched an innovative extracurricular program called the Supreme Court in My Hometown, which allows students to focus on one Supreme Court case that originated in their community.
The Hometowns program really opened up the law and made it really much more well-rounded for me as I consider my future.
With the help of local attorneys and judges, students explore the facts, trials, and appeals that led to the Supreme Court decision. This program enables students to connect more easily with the court and responds to students' desire for more in-depth, experiential, and locally related learning.
I gained the knowledge that the American federal court system isn't linear. Everyone has a sort of conception that the appeals process, getting to the Supreme Court, it's a straight path. But the reality is that getting from the trial court all the way up to the highest court, it's a collaborative, complex web that is full of deliberation and debate.
So it really just shows the way that our democracy works and how students or anyone can really have a voice and make a difference on the lives of thousands and millions of people.
I was never taught about this case in my honors government class, but to learn that people in my area are willing to fight for what they believe in and take it all the way up to the highest court in the land is really inspiring in a way.
We have ongoing Hometowns programs in St. Louis, Chattanooga, and Indianapolis, with plans for programs in every judicial circuit in the U.S.
One of the core missions of the Society is to preserve and collect the history of the Supreme Court. Part of what we do to fulfill that mission is to identify and acquire art, period furnishings, busts, portraits, documents, and other artifacts relating to the court. These objects and images are often used in exhibits in the court building. We also use them as illustrations in our publications and programs. We work closely with the court curator's office to acquire these historical pieces, and here are a few examples we've brought over from the court today. This is Clarence Gideon's handwritten petition to the Supreme Court to review his conviction in a criminal trial in state court. He had asked the court if it would appoint counsel for him at his trial, but his request was denied. He appealed to the Supreme Court on his own, and the court ruled unanimously that he had been denied his constitutional right to counsel in the famous decision of Gideon versus Wainwright. This is his first petition he sent from prison in his own handwriting in pencil. Here is a copy of Brown versus Board of Education, a decision by the court that was donated to the society by Chief Justice Earl Warren's family. Chief Justice Warren authored the decision for a unanimous court, striking down school segregation, and it has been called one of the most important decisions in the history of the court. Why is the Society's work so important? An argument can be made that we need the Society's work today even more than we did 50 years ago when Chief Justice Warren Burger created it. There's been a measurable decline in civic education in our country since then. Many high school curricula no longer include civics. We risk losing one of the most unique and important features of our constitutional form of government, an independent judiciary, either through indifference or ignorance. An independent judiciary is crucial to protecting our civil liberties from intrusions by the other branches of government. Our history is filled with examples of how the Supreme Court has done so. And our civic education programs and outreach, our publications, and other initiatives are designed to inform the public of how the court has performed this vital role. As Thomas Jefferson observed early in our history, the best protection of our civil liberties is an educated citizenry.
We thank all who have worked with us to help fulfill our mission to collect and preserve the Supreme Court's history and to expand the public's knowledge about the court, the Constitution, and the judicial branch.